We'll be standing on one leg, which, some people step off their mat, which is cool. And some people are on the mat, which is slightly harder. And if you have two mats, it's twice as hard. So that's it. So you can absolutely do as you please.
Okay,
all right.
You are online, my friend. Enjoy class.
Hej, tack så mycket. And if you do find this light to be bright, I'm in the spotlight here, but usually turn it off like the last 10 minutes or so we get some nice cozy light. Thank you for coming today. And it's in the middle of the week. It's getting dark. I think it's about 3 weeks left, and then at least in my opinion, that's when the spring starts again, because we turn and go to days get longer again. Right? So that's very hopeful, and the sky around us is kind of dark. Sometimes in Vinyasa yoga we talk about where we're looking. I like to close my eyes quite a lot. Sometimes when sitting down, like immediately let my eyelids down, and feel free to do that as well. You can always look down, look at your tip of the nose. Anytime you like, have a breather like this and just and when we're standing up in the standing positions, we use the eyes to guide us, and that can be just a street light or maybe the wall or just like a given point in the horizon. And then you can alternate between those two, having very active gaze and we're very relaxed. And now we're very relaxed. I see you already very relaxed. So place your hands comfortably on your lap. Take a long inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe that helps you to kind of let your shoulders drop down a little bit. And you start to turn the attention inwards, and you start to feel how the seat under you feels and how your physical body is physically landing, grounding itself to the floor. You feel your sit bones, you feel your feet tucked in maybe under your legs, and you feel maybe a slight feeling of restlessness, and the breath is all around. You don't know, but there's a lot that's been put up on you already perhaps during the day. Yoga is for sorting out, clearing out, cleaning out, and also getting back to the very foundations of human existence, to be fully present in the body. It might sound so simple, it's almost silly, but that's what it is. And it's the most important thing if we really think about it. The only way that we can be truly aware, truly intelligent, truly making the right decisions, seeing things as they are, is that when we are completely, here in the moment, here in the body. And we all have this capacity, we all have the power. So we don't have to learn it, we don't have to achieve it, it's already there. And we just have to peel off a few layers that might have been put up on us during a lot of time out in the crazy modern world. If any of this resonates with you today, you can keep it, maybe today I just need to clean out this or that, or maybe I need to strengthen this or that. Or if there's nothing in particular that comes to mind, you can just be having as a little affirmation. Today I'm just gonna be with my body and with my breath. I'm gonna enjoy being in it. I'm gonna allow myself to listen to it, to feel it, and to see what it has to tell me. Now we've been sitting for a minute, that's nice. Let's strengthen the breath a little bit longer. Inhale, raise the chest up, roll your shoulders out. Exhale long again, and now we can turn the palms, turn up the top of the palms, like we're opening up, and air comes in through the nostrils. It flows out the same way, all the way down to the belly. We can make space for it there, widen the chest a little bit on the inhale, like a string is pulling up the crown of the head. And a long deep exhale because there's no much space, and you know, it's like the whole body is opening up like a flower, like the petals of the flower in the morning, and the whole body is smiling. Next inhale, we can take the arms with us, let them float above you, over the head. Now we've been breathing so nicely. Keep that breath, because it's yours and you own it and you deserve it. Sometimes we go into strenuous postures and it will shorten your breath. You might start panting, you might start feeling like the breath is really shallow, and sometimes people even stop breathing. Now, your only mission today is to take that big, long and strong breath. Take it back. If you need to do it 1 time, 2 times or 100 times, doesn't matter. Gently guide also your awareness and attention back to the body and back to the breath. Now we've been holding our hands above the head, and you start to feel your shoulders. You can rotate the wrist, you can make a fist and then make a small rotation, and then really spread the fingers out and rotate back the other way. And then you can take them up high over your head and take them together and let them follow a center line all the way down, passing your eyes, your mouth, your throat, back down to your heart. And with the hands pressed together in front of the heart, we can wish ourselves a good time on the mat. You can allow yourself to float in and out of listening to my voice. You can kind of go back and forth into extreme focus and somewhat loose focus. You can always drop back into this position or into child's pose or whatever position you feel like. As long as you're here, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're being with your body, you are doing the most perfect yoga. Here we go. And before we open our eyes up, we can just like rub the palms together a little bit. Take another couple of long inhale and exhales. Blow out through the mouth if you want to. Shake the head around a little bit and see if there's stiffness in your palms, in your wrists, in your elbows, in your neck. If you shake the head around gently, you can really like stick your tongue out. And then when the hands are slightly warmer, we can pour them over the head again, like up over the crown of the head, down to the temples, down to the neck. Rub the neck a little bit up to the jaws and up to the temples. And then gently cup the hands over the face and slowly, if you haven't already, let the light back in, opening the eyes and spread the arms out wide. Big long inhale and exhale. We can hug ourselves, like sweep the arms and then they kind of wrap around the shoulder blades. And really dig the chin in. And when you're slowly letting them back up, we feel like the vertebrae are like stacking on top of each other and all the way up. And we can lean to the left first and let the right arm sweep over the head. Turn to the hand, inhale, and press down the other. Super slow. And then exhale and see what the other side is doing. Same thing. One hand pressing down, one hand coming up. Exhale, pressing the hand down, looking up at the hand above you. Inhale. Pushing it away. And then exhale, and we can release the feet finally. If that was a few minutes on the mat making your feet fall asleep, we can like shake them out a little bit. Rock gently up and down, tucking the belly in a little bit, pushing the lower spine down, and then letting the feet float in the air for a few seconds. If you're wondering what I had in store for the physical practice today, I was thinking that we've been going a little bit into hip openers and then slightly shoulder openers that we keep going on, but today we add a little bit of core work into that. If you have shaked your feet out a little bit, let's turn around the body so we can like really wrap the hands around the shins again, pushing them away, rocking up and down gently, and then all the way up to the sit bones, and then we can just like kick the feet back behind us, place 2 hands in front of us, shake the feet out a little bit. Now, I have put some tools here. It's just a couple of blocks, bolster we might need later, maybe some padding for your knees. We can use all of them or none of them if you want to. Just as you please. If you ever feel like the ground is too far away, a block can come in handy, or if you feel like there's pushing too much weight on your knees. I saying that because when I started practicing Vinyasa yoga, I had some knee issues, and I thought that yoga wasn't good for me, but in fact it was so good for me, and now the knees are so much happier. So I hope that you will feel the same thing. We can give them a little challenge, but we should always listen to them. Here we are on all fours in a tabletop position. We're starting to turn the attention to the spine, the center of the body. We can move it like a lizard, like from side to side. See if we found the outer edges, and we can just like make a circle with the hips, draw the belly in a little bit, circle it back the other way, and shift from back to front, put some weight onto the wrists. Another point we should really listen to if we go into some side planking today or something like that, we should always like slowly distribute the weight over the entire hand from the base until the knuckles of each finger. Push them away, drop down gently, shoulder blades in between the shoulders, hang out, hang the head, and then we activate about 50%, like push them away a little bit, tuck the belly in, and then we go from cat to cow, like we'll inhale, lift up, top, and now we can really open the eyes out if you haven't already, like really look up, tailbone up, and then exhale, tailbone down, looking in, pushing the floor away. Classic cat and cow, just follow the length of the spine now from the bottom to the top. Inhale up, and exhale, like an arch, coming down. Go again, 3 breaths, and now we got that attention to the spine. Now the breath is synchronizing with the shape, becoming a part of the shape, supporting the shape along the way, from each temporary form to the other. Another one. And then slowly pushing away the last one. We can tuck both of the feet in like this and rock us up. First we release the hands a little bit. We can come up to the fingertips and then like slowly walk back. Last time I made us go into camel pose. Yes, everyone remembers. That was horrible, wasn't it? That's now it's good. We're gonna like build up some strength for that, but we don't have to go all the way today. We don't have it as like our main objective. Just feel how it feels when you're on your toes like this, active. The monks, the Buddhist monks in the monasteries, they sit like this and chant for like 30 minutes. It's horrible. Until it's, you get used to it, and then it's kind of nice. See if we can drop the feet down flat slowly, and then like, okay. Being on the knees is not so bad. We can start with one hand, just follow it, like inhale, looking up, my left or right, follow it down, let it go. And then up again, inhale up, and back down. Now there's a rhythm in your breath. Let's see if you can follow that rhythm. Turn more and more attention to the in, and exhale, being equally long. We can go with the other one, other side. One hand on the hip and the other one can just like rotate back. If you feel like your hips are somewhat stable, focus the attention on rotation to the shoulder area. Even if it hurts a little bit in the outer edges, just go as far as you feel that you're in control. Last one down. And then we'll see if we can tuck the feet in again and come back to the same position again. We're gonna extend as long as we can. Puppy pose, coming up to the fingertips like really long, and when you can't stretch out any longer, we're gonna push the entire palm down and lift up the knees and rock up to the balls of the feet, and we're in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, we can really sink the head down, and then we can do the same thing like before. We can rock from side to side, bending one leg and stretching out the other. Really pushing away both palms. Now there's more, it's a bit more heavy on the shoulders, right? The arms may not be entirely straight, and the legs, same thing there. Head might feel kind of heavy. Whatever you're feeling, can you stay another 4 long breaths and just like, okay, maybe I need to shake the head around a little bit. Just blow out through the mouth. This we might enter again a few times during this time on the mat, and you can always drop back into one of the previous positions, child's pose, sit on the knees and hang out, And this is a dog. And now we're gonna be on the feet soon. Be looking forward, stretching out the spine, tailbone going far, far back, and we can really bend the knees, both of them. And then we can start to push the weight forward and step 1 or 2 legs at a time, several steps, or just one big. And then when both feet are in between the hands, we can just release the hands again. A long inhale can stretch out the spine, and an exhale can let you hang a little bit deeper. With bended legs again, if you want to, hang out, hold the elbows. Now we're putting some trust in the body. We're standing on 2 feet, forward folded gently. Are you feeling like the balance is on or off today? Maybe we don't know yet. Maybe we'll end up on one leg eventually at the end of the standing sequence, huh? And we'll make it feel, like we're doing it because we want to go to a feeling of balance, not because we want to achieve a posture that we think that we have to look in a certain way. Just a feeling of being in control, being in balance. We're going to take that feeling with us when we stand up. Slowly we can let the hands just like float down, hang out, shake them out. If any time you feel like your knees or your wrists are telling you to back off, we will back off. And here we go. With one long inhale, we can slowly roll the spine up with the breathing in, and the shoulders are above the hips. We can let the arms float over the head. And once again, take them together, follow the center line to your heart. And then we can, if you want to, step the feet a little bit closer together. The feet don't have to be touching all the time like we do like some Ashtanga. I'm not so much into that kind of strict body alignment. What you should look at is your knees. Your knees are pointing forward. You feel your entire foot from left to right on both feet. And that's good enough, And then we can find that horizon line and drop the hands down to the sides. Roll the shoulders back. And now we want to feel like we're activating the pelvic floor. Like from the base of the pelvic floor. Just feeling a slight activation there. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just like this there. Sometimes we sit down in a squat just to feel it even more. Now we're just standing, feeling like in between both of your legs and all the way down to your feet, all the way up to your pelvis, and then the belly. And here we push the front of the chest a little bit forward, rolling the shoulders back, tucking the chin in. We are not robots, we are human beings. We can move, we're never quite still, but we want to feel like we are in balance and that we trust this balance. Now, if you know the Ujjayi breathing, it's a slight constriction of the throat, it's like a snoring. Pushing away. Inhale. I know it's winter time. You may feel that it's not physically possible for you to breathe in and out through the nose. It's fine to cheat. Breathe through the mouth a little bit. But if you find it possible, you can come back to this breathing. If it's drying out your throat, let it, and then come back to just normal breathing and practice it. Eventually it will massage your throat and will keep it healthy and good shape. Now, first sound salutation A, very simple, just follow the eyes, looking up when we're breathing in. Exhale and slowly folding down, looking down. And do the halfway lift again, long spine, inhale and eyes go forward. Coming down to the mat, hands down, feet back, down, exhaling all the way down, pushing the feet flat, lifting up like a baby cobra, looking up, really big eyes. Exhale and tucking the feet in, pushing away. We can let the knees come last and then push back to downward facing dog. Now we can think about the alignment a little bit. You should feel like you want to distribute the weight kind of evenly. Hips width apart with the feet. Hidden heels behind the toes. Knees pointing forward. Yes, looking really good. Using your entire palm. And there's space to move your head around and you're breathing. Last exhale. And then when you inhale, we can look forward. Really make the spine long and then shift the weight forward again. The feet are between your hands again and we're lengthening the spine. Folding, bowing down, full circle, we're coming back up, pushing the feet down and we're rising up, all the way up, arms up. Exhale down to the heart. From this part on, we never quite stop, we just keep flowing. Going for the next inhale. Long, exhale, deep. Inhale, make it feel like you feel your spine is really stretching out. You can go really high with the fingers and then drop them down again. Pushing back the feet, Maybe you can follow the same. Exhale down, feet flat, lifting up the cobra. Now you're using the back again. Chest forward. Feet in. Downward dog. If the dogs get too many dogs, too many transitions, you can always come down on your knees in between as many times as you like. It's not the most important. We'll do so many of these transitions, so make them feel good. Last breath, hang out. And then looking forward, inhale. A long spine again. And then exhale and step forward slowly, gently, softly. And then inhale, long spine, and the eyes go forward. Exhale and fold, eyes looking down. And then all the way up, arms up. Coming back to the heart, just do a third one. Same as before. We can build more intensity if you want to. Remember, it's breath. Following each movement, halfway lift, coming forward. When the hands are down, we can step or jump back. We can go into a chaturanga. We can go with the knees first, elbows and shoulders level, and then pushing up either to a cobra again or with the hips lifted. Up dog. And then down dog. In the transition between like up dog to down dog, some people lose the connection to the shoulder and the palm opens up, and it might be because of a stiff shoulder, which is totally fine to have slightly bended arms. Just beware if you feel like you're just casually not pushing down the hands. Same thing with the feet. Now notice the transition when you go from a dog and back. You can really allow yourself to make space for your feet slowly, one at a time, and then push them down again. Halfway lift, lengthen, forward, and then bow down, exhale. And when we're lifting up, arms go up, rising up, looking up, back to the heart center. We keep flowing. When the hands go down, we're looking at the horizon, the arms can go up. And we can follow them all the way down. You can take an extra look at the knees and the feet, and everything should feel good. Otherwise we can adjust them, because now we're gonna bend the knees. We're gonna be in a chair pose. Chair pose doesn't have to be as intense as we might make it later. We might go into a few of these. So now first chair pose should feel easy. The chair is a very nice way of looking at it. It's not at all what they call it in Sanskrit. It's called Utkatasana, which means like fierce and powerful pose. We might feel why in a minute. Now we're just remembering that Ujjayi breath again. Just breathing in, breathing out. One more inhale. And the exhale can sink the tailbone down a little bit deeper. And now we're just standing up, pushing away the feet. Arms up and then down. Very good. Halfway lift. Going for a plank again. If you want to go from plank to chaturanga, it's just lowering down when the elbows and shoulders are at the same height. We hug the elbows in, push the feet flat. Up dog. We can alternate between up dog and cobra. Back to down dog. This time, we stay in a dog, we're lifting the right leg. Doesn't have to look good, we're just lifting it, pushing it forward, stepping it forward, and there we are in a forward lunge. We can stand up from this, arms can go slowly up. When you gain control, it's a bit wobbly first, and then when you're feeling in control like a line dancer, arms can go up high over your head, and we can extend the back leg. Now, once again, we feel the entire foot from left to right. We're going down. With the exhale, stepping back. See if we can do the chaturanga again. Pushing up. The belly is active here, and the legs are active. Down dog. The left, doing the same thing. Lifting, stepping. Slowly, gently. Find your base first. Arms go up. Chest coming forward. When we're looking this good, we can let the arms go up. Stay there for another breath. Feeling the hips are pointing forward as the knees are pointing forward. And then dropping down. Stepping back. If you want to go for a third chaturanga with me, go for it. And then push up again. Now back to down dog. I think we're getting warm, which is nice. Blow out an extra deep exhale to the mouth if you want to. Shake the head. And then look forward, inhale. And then exhale, let the feet float forward. One at a time. Or maybe try both. Halfway lift, inhale. And let's close the circle. We exhale, looking at the knees and the feet again. Chair pose again. Arms go up. Now we're steady and comfortable in the chair pose. Can we allow it to go a little bit deeper? Nice. So, if we're building intensity into this powerful flow, a few more of these standing positions. We'll go through some warriors, some goddess poses and stuff like that. We might feel like we're building more and more power. Eventually we'll ease off and we'll cool down and we'll go stretchy. Here's the last breath. Deeper, going down a little bit deeper, and then inhale, standing up, looking up. Exhale and fold down. Great. Halfway lift, lengthen. Stepping back. Sinking down. Pushing up when you're ready. The belly is active. We keep it a little bit tucked in. And then exhale. See if we can go right leg again. A little bit more comfortable this time. A little bit more confident. And then step it forward. Nice. Now maybe we can go straight to the arms up. And the leg back behind you is straight. And now the elbows can drop down. We're super tight. Like both the belly is flexed, but in between the shoulder blades are flexed as well. Super flexed. And then we can go from this cactus variation into a goddess position. We can drop down, hands to the hips first, just for control. Look at the back leg. Go several steps if you want to, or just slide the heels in towards each other. Sit down into it. We can adjust the legs from left to right, and then we can look at a new point at the wall, and we can release the hands from the hips, taking them straight up again. And then exhale, same thing. Elbows out, looking a bit silly, but that doesn't matter. We're looking super cool, I mean. Belly active again, shoulder blades active, and breathing in, breathing out. Two more. Feeling the whole legs are active. Last breath. And when the exhale comes, the hands go back to the hips, and we can extend both the front and the back. But let's slide the back heel back halfway. So now it's 90 degrees out with that foot, and the front foot is still pointing forward, and we're in a triangle pose. Rolling the shoulders back. Now, if you have hyperextensibility in your knees, you can just like make this thigh feel active. Micro bend still in the knee, and then slide your hand down to the inside of the calf, and that's where if you feel okay, pushing away the foot, extending the leg a little bit more, you can. Now let the other hand rise, straight up with that extended triangle pose. Let the chest feel big, like really wide, distance between the shoulders, and we can lift up the eyes to look higher and higher. If that's challenging for your balance, take it step by step. You can always use a block if you need to in any of these positions. Here we go. Last breath. Now this hand can rest. This hand is rising up. We can just let it drop down behind the back. Look at the hand down on your knee. Bend the knee again and sweep this hand. With the palm first, up against you. Leaning back slightly. And then we're opening it up again, extended side angle. Going as far as we can. We can drop the elbow down to the thigh, and the other hand is resting behind you. We can release it and let it float. You can come straight up. And with a long exhale, if you want to, you can reach it over your head. Now, if you're trying reaching over your head for your first time, it doesn't have to be like a super straight line. We can just like see how far we can push it. It can feel like you're stretching under the shoulder blades to the hip. Just playing with it. Last breath, and then all the way down. We're looking down, we're letting this hand come all the way down to the inside of the foot. And now, we can turn the knee down, we can lift the back heel, and here we are. Pointing the knee and the hips down, and the other hand on your thigh can release and go up. Slight twist. If you feel you need to relax the back leg a little bit, you can. And then you can extend it again, looking up at the hand again, with twisting torso to look up. We're breathing. That's a long sequence. Let's do it on the other side. Last breath. And the hand comes down. Stepping back. Nice. Plank position to chaturanga. Going down. Lifting up. Up dog. Nice. Now we're getting warm. Going to down dog. Shake out. Good job. Extra breath if you need to. And then let's do the left. I started with my right, so let's do the left if you do the same. Lifting it up. Higher and higher. Good. Stepping it forward. Boom. There it is. Arms go up. When we're in high crescent lunge, stay in it first and feel you're in control. You're owning the pose. You're super stable. Oh my God, that's a big boat. Let's not look at things that moving. That's the first, yeah. Elbows apart. Good job. I like this. It's a very nice place to be practicing yoga. Here we go. If you want to slide straight into goddess pose without going to the hips first, you can. But it's always nice to kind of slide down to the hips and then like look at the back foot, sliding in. Any way you like, you can go heel toe until you find the position. Rolling it down. And then when you're ready, arms up again. You're looking at something, maybe the boat. And then elbows drop down again. Now we're deep into it. And go a little bit like, we might go back into a few variations of this. Yeah. So this is the first one. It's easy. We're just sitting in, breathing another couple of strong in and exhales. Just inhale and exhale through the nose if you can. Last one. And we're going to triangle pose same way. Hands can go back to the hips. We can look at the back foot. We can slide that heel back halfway. So we can extend that leg. And the knees are pointing out 90 degrees. Front foot still pointing front. And we can extend that leg as well. Make sure you do your variation if you have very extensive joint. Here we go. We can put a micro bend back into it. One hand sliding down. And then rolling into extended triangle. Utthita Trikonasana. When you're ready, the arm floats from the hip, goes all the way up, vertical line. And the eyes follow slowly, gently. Now, not surprisingly, we might end up in a little half moon pose with on one leg later. Now, this is the first preparation for that. Here we are. We're in control. Although our hips are extended, our arms are extended, we're looking up. Eventually we want to find the same feeling of control on one leg. Here we go. This hand that's lifting up can drop down, back behind you. We can look down at the front hand. You can bend the knee right above the heel, but not longer. And then we can scoop the hand. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong side. Lifting up, leaning back, a peaceful warrior. When you're ready, go forward, extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Elbow down, other hand, lifting up. This is one variation. If you want to go deeper, you can. But bear in mind, we'll go back and revisit these positions again. So this can be like the easy version, where we're just chilling out, hanging out. And then we might go deeper, go to the full variation when you're more warmed up. Here we go, we can extend over the head, just a few more breaths. Are you still breathing? Are you still owning your breath? Nice. Last one. And let's drop down. This hand that we're reaching over the head can come all the way down to the inside of the foot. We can turn the knee down now. We can turn the hip down. We can release from the hip, and the other hand can float. We can turn the torso now with it. So we're trying to make a new vertical line, and this will feel like a little release in the spine. We're now in a twisting, turning torso. 2. It's easy to kind of like rotate the shoulder and elbow in. We're trying to externally rotate it a little bit, but not pushing it away. 50%. And then coming back down. Let's step back. Let's do it one more time. Coming down and lifting up. Inhale, belly is active, up dog. Exhale, down dog. First of all, let me say you're all doing fantastic. We are getting warmed up. We can feel it. We're getting more powerful. Soon it will peak and then we'll kind of chill out. Last breath in the dog and then looking forward, halfway. Just lengthening and then step or float. When we're stepping between the hands, we can halfway lift. We can fold. We can go all the way up. We can take the hands together and then we find peace right there in front of the heart center. I'm gonna sink into chair pose again. If you've been with me in these kind of twisty classes before, you might know that this means we're going to a twisty chair position. And then I'm gonna twist the warrior. I'm gonna go back to goddess pose and see where we go from there. So we might go into a half moon pose and we might need a block. Like, it's nice to have a block in handy, like you can have a block on either side like this, just so we can just grab it later when you're ready. So here we are. Now if you're going back to the right side, sitting down in a chair. Before we twist the chair, we just want to feel like, okay, it's my chair, my body, my breath. Start big. One hand, I'm taking my left hand now over to the other side, and the right arm can extend. Now we can slide down to the elbow, perhaps. And now we can reach up this hand that was going back. And if you want to, if you've done a lot of twisty chairs, we can push together the hands, push the heart up. We want to find like the heart, the sternum is reaching for the center line between the hands, but we're still breathing. And if one knee wants to sneak out in front of the other, we want to kind of push it back. Nice, yeah, I see you. Yeah, that's good. Last one. Inhale. And when you exhale, take the hands down, push them down, hang out. We just want to step one foot back now. We're going to stay on the right. The right is in front and the left stepping back. Here we are. Pick yourself up. High crescent lunge again. Arms go up. Beautiful. Hands can come together over the hand, over the head. Sorry. Coming back down. That's a more reasonable size boat. Thank you. Elbows up. And then together. And then apart, like this. Now, twisty warrior. I'm on my right foot, front. So I want to keep twisting to the right, just like the chair. One hand can grab the leg, the other can go back. Slow with control. When you're ready, you're feeling both feet, you can let go of the leg and extend that forward. 2, 1. Goddess pose again. How can we get there? Same way we came into this position, we can drop out of it. Elbows apart, turning the other way. So now if I'm turning to the back leg, the left leg, I can slide. Sorry for turning away. I'm turning back. Okay, here we go. Here we are, new horizon. We're in a goddess pose. Now we're already in the position with the arms and everything. We can look at the left leg, the right leg, it's in place. If you feel strong now, we can lift up both heels. Slowly let them float. And breathe 3 strong breaths. We can even exhale through the mouth. Blow out. Once again. You're strong. Your core is strong. Last one. Blow out. Here we go. Hands can come to the hips. If you haven't been lifting the heels like this, we can slide back, heel down first and then the front. We'll see if we can slide into extended side angle, the deep version. Here we are. I'm having both my hands on the hips just for control. And now if you feel okay, we can let them go. Slowly reach over the hand. Over the head, sorry, with the hands. Like we're holding a big beach ball. And once again, like the goddess pose. Powerful, strong breath, but not too long. 2. Last one, good. Strong core. Going down, elbow down. we can slide to the inside of the foot. We can go always to a block if you want to. We can just like have one block ready, grab it. Now the other hand is parallel. It's just gonna go straight up to the sky and then just drop that behind you. If you've done it before, we can grab. We can push down this hand with or without a block. We can let it slide under the thigh. We can let it slide up and grab the other hand. And we become in like this weird position. If you haven't tried it before, we can play with it, nice. And then we can try to lift up the chest for 3 breaths. Like 1 and 2, nice. It's pretty intense. 3, good job. And then down. Now we can crawl the hand back like this. We can lift up, should be nice to extend that front leg. Lift the toes even and slide the toes so both toes are pointing out sideways. One hand is in between like this, and like the other hand is just lifting up, rotating the chest for another 3 breaths. 1, 2, good. Last 1, 3. And let the hand fall down. Thumbs meet, we're in a forward fold. We can go to the blocks again. We can go fingertips, shoulder width apart. Drawing the elbows back and letting the head go down. You have done amazing already. That's a powerful sequence. And we're about 40 minutes into the class already. So we're starting to like, okay, this was an intense warm-up. I'm strong. I don't have to be stronger than this. I just have to know that my body is strong enough to stand on one leg and do it with grace. Here we go. From this forward fold, we can look at the forward foot, that one that's pointing in my direction, lift up the toes again, crawl to it. Now we're crawling into like a lizard pose. Both hands can be on the inside of the foot. We can have blocks or just pushing down the hands. Turning the back knee down. You can turn it down first, hang out a little bit, go for a little twist again. If you want to go for a deeper twist, we can really drop this leg down, twist a little bit over the center line, just a little bit. And another 3. 2. And 1. And let it come all the way back. Now if you have been dropping your knee down, we can lift it up again, slowly, gently roll over the foot. This is where one of those knee pads might come in handy when you're in like a kneeling position. But we're hanging out just to release some tension off this front foot and then to put all the attention to this foot because we're gonna stand only on this foot. We can slide one block forward in the same level as the shoulder, so with that when we lean forward we can put the hand on it into a Ardha Chandrasana, meaning half moon pose, because we love the half moon pose. Yeah. And we can have just some fun with it. We just like same side, hand and foot, we're just pushing it down and standing onto it. Now we have one hand and one foot and lifting up, rolling up the hip. When you're ready, we can lift up that entire leg. Eventually, we just want to push it out sideways. The toes are pointing sideways. And we want to put some weight on the hand. Now, that side of the hip, we want to lift it up, kind of get this side of the hip, like to lift up as high as we can with control. And then slowly, the shoulder on that side, want to do the same thing. We can still look down to begin with. And slowly, gently, shift more. Yeah, you're starting to get into it now. I see, yeah. And eventually, you kind of lose control. And then you go back to it. So, let's play and see if we can extend like we're being like a little plus sign. One foot pushing down, one hand pushing down. Other is lifting up, nice. And eventually, we're dropping out of it, coming down slowly, gently, going down until we come back to the kneeling position. You all did fantastic. We can take the block to the side, shake out, back in the runner's lunge. We can step into a plank. Good job. Let's see what the other side can do. The same thing. Dropping down. Chaturanga. Updog. Lifting it up. Exhale, down dog. Fantastic. Shake out. blow out some steam. Maybe the left side is more fun. Maybe it needs a little bit more love. When you're ready, look forward, lengthen, and then float your feet forward or step them. Take a little jump. And halfway lift. A long spine, and then all the way down. Remember, you deserve to feel freedom through movement, to feel that there is a ease of tension, release, to feel good, in simple words, simple terms. You also deserve to be steady and strong when the wind blows around you. Relax your face. And then when you're ready, you're just gonna roll all the way up. Arms go up. Inhale. Hands together, and then back to the horizon. I started this long sequence with my right foot, like turning to the right, using my right foot. So if you do the same, it's gonna be the left. So if you're in this position, sitting down in the chair pose, eyes on the horizon, everything is good. And then we can just like inhale, take one hand, I'm taking my right, crossing over to the left, reaching back with the left. Sliding down towards the elbow to the knee. Letting that hand behind me rise up. Vertical line, this is nice. See if we can press the hands together like a burger. And then see if we can try to level the knees, lifting the chest up again. Can we stay for 3? The magic number 3. All the 10 strenuous postures, just 3 breaths when you come into your peak position, last one. And then hands come down. One hand on either side of the feet. And now I can keep my left foot in front and the right can drop back. And we're in a low lunge, runner's lunge. We're gonna lift up from here. Arms can go up. We're super steady now. Remember how wobbly the first one felt, and now you're more stable. Here we go. Arms can go together. Drop down behind you to lift up the chest a little bit. Push the chest through the shoulders a little bit. And then apart. Reversed strength warrior. Same thing here, leaning the same way. Right crosses over to the left, left leaning back. It's so easy to start kind of like cheating a little bit here. We want to keep that back leg also still active. Now if you can, then you release the front. And when you're in your position, your peak, then you do 3 breaths. 2, nice. The legs are super strong, you're gonna feel it tomorrow. And when we wanna slide into goddess pose, we can do it either way. We can go step by step, or just like go to the elbows, elbows out, and then slide to the back leg, slide that heel in, and see if you wanna adjust it in any way. We can look at the left foot, right foot, left knee, right knee, and then sit down into it, look at the horizon, and then tuck the belly in, and if you want to, lift the heels up a little bit, and then 3 power breaths, like inhale and out of the mouth, like really long and strong. 2, let's do a last one. 3, rest the hands on the hips, slide the back heel down, and just push the front heel down. See if you want to deepen the stance a little bit, extended side angle again. We can just release the front foot a little bit and then release the leg and then slide back into it. Arms can go up now, leaning forward. If you want to keep this for a few breaths like we did last time, just maybe 3. The obliques are active, transverses, abdominals active. Reaching over the head, last breath. And now we can look down. If I'm putting my left foot in front, the left hand can go down all the way to the inside. We can use a block if you want to. We can skip the block, push down the hand on the inside. And we want to go for the grab. We can go step by step. One hand, the one that's reaching over, can reach behind you. The other one can go under. The one that was down, they can go under. And if you can't quite grab, that's okay. Yeah, nice. And then we're going to just lift the chest up with 3 strong breaths. Like inhale, exhale. One foot is pushing down, chest is lifting up. We're doing the best we can. 2, nice. Last 1. Coming down. Hand can push down. Other one reaching up. We want to extend the front leg. Lift up the toes. See if that down hand can go to the center. And we just rotate the chest up for another 3. Rotating triangle. And all the way down. Now we're just in the forward fold. Now we can look at both feet again. We can adjust it a little bit. We can slide the hands into like shoulder width apart and draw the elbows back again. If you've done a lot of forward folding in your life, you can play with it further. We can go back. We can make the fingertips and the toes are on the same level. You can grab the toes. Some people go just pop into a casual headstand from here. No one? No, me neither. Not today, but we can play with the weight from the heels to the front, like to the ball of the foot. We can allow the hamstrings and the lower back to start relaxing. Just like a headstand, this is a feeling of control versus relaxation. Face is relaxed again. It's all kind of nice. Last breath. Doing fantastic. If we were deep down in a stretch, we can come up to the fingertips again and extend the spine. Looking at that front foot again, we can turn the toes forward, kind of crawling the body into a lizard pose when the hands are coming forward. We can let the back heel lift and the knee turning down. We can turn down to a soft cushion if you want to, or just like keep it hanging in the air. Anything you like. And now I have one hand stuck in the middle. I'm gonna lift it up. Lean gently over, center line. You should feel it when there's like, oh, there's a nice stretch. It's like, it's almost too much, but not quite. It's just right. Breathe another couple of strong breaths here. Like the chest is pushing forward. And last one. And then come down. If you were like me, like all the way down with your knee, we can just lift it up again. Roll over the foot gently, coming to a kneeling position. Hang out first. The last kind of like intense pose standing up. Actually, the last pose standing up is this. This beautiful foot that is placed in front of us now. We can slide a block in front. Usually a good way to start. Many people end up with the block a little bit too close to yourself. If you extend the arms as far as you can reach and then have the fingers on it, should be that the shoulder is pretty much right above. But you can always, I'm gonna look at you and see if I can adjust a little bit this time. Here we go. We can tuck the back foot in and step onto it. And then we in control, like this, like a flying eagle or a warrior 3 or a standing split. And then we can just like, okay, starting to put weight, like left hand, left foot, and then come up to the hip. Nice. This is, oh yeah, crushing it. Yeah. Wow, I can see so much progress. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. Take control. I'm not gonna like lift anyone up. Just, yeah, this is it. The hand, everything is so in control. Yeah. That's all we need. Eventually, you can start thinking about the chest, like, oh, opening up just a little bit more. And pushing down that foot. Yes. Okay, last breath. Nice. All the way down. Kneeling. Beautiful. Here we are. We're in a kneeling position again. We can step back this foot. We can have the blocks still nearby. We might use them. Even the bolster can be handy. And here we are. from this position, sinking down into a child's pose. We can go from this tabletop position, crawl the knees back a little bit, and then take the hips back as far as you can, all the way back to the heels if you can, or just leave it kind of floating in the air for a little bit. See if you can tuck the head in and drop it down. Now, you know, some yoga classes, some vinyasa classes, they might even start you in a child's pose like this. It's nice, pretty intense for a starting position, right? Kind of folded double over the hip flexors, so the hamstrings, so kind of feet and the breath and everything, but you feel it. That is the point. Now we're warmed up, there's a lot of circulation in your body, there's a lot of breath, there's a lot of movement, and you've done amazing. How does it feel now when you're really stretching out? We can let the hands crawl from one side to the other. We can start to the right, just crawl the fingers all the way to the edges of the mat. See how it feels when you're extending like this. Let the hair just follow. Slowly walk them over to the other side. We can, if you were on the right, you can take the left one first and then let the right one follow. And the head just like follow along in the movement. Breathing a few breaths, like letting a stretch come under the shoulder blades and so on. Slowly shifting the energy here, right? Building up a little bit more. We did promise a little bit of core still. We're just gonna feel like, okay, where am I right now? How does it feel? And then we come back to the center and kind of relax everything. Now, I'm just as relaxed as when I did the half moon pose. I was so in control. Same feeling, same side, one, and then the other. Coming back from this child's pose, we can look up a little bit now. Like a dog waking up in the morning, stretching out, lifting up the elbows, and then putting some weight on the hands and coming forward. And now we can kind of kick the feet out a little bit. So, when you can lift yourself into a plank position, you can just lean over to the right side and let that heel drop down, and then we can go immediately. If you're used to side planking, you can just go straight into a side plank like this, stack the feet, but you can also take the left foot and stack it and place it in front of the hip and taking some weight off the shoulder, and then letting one hand float. This could be it for today. You can also slide its foot back. If you have done a lot of side planks, you can try lifting it up. So we're like a little star in the sky. Just 3 breaths when you're in your peak position, like 2. Last strong breath. Can we let this foot go? Sit in between the hips again. And if I have left foot in front of me, left hand, and I can just slide into a pigeon pose. I can just let this hand guide me, so my foot is if there's a left foot, it's gonna be right in front of the right hip, and the hip is still level with the ground, and the right side is just like a straight line from the hip. A little bit out is okay. You can use any knee padding again if you want to. Here we are. We are comfortable in the pigeon. We can sink down to the elbows. We can sink down. We can grab one of those bolsters or blocks or anything. Hang the head down in the hands. Or onto a block. I think we all done this position before. We started us in the left, which might be where you feel the most, especially if you're like a right-footed person and your right hip flexor is very extended right now. It's usually tighter on your dominant side, so maybe you feel that. Maybe this is the squeaky wheel that needs extra oil. so to speak. We can give it that. We can give it some extra attention. For 1 minute in this position, let's just breathe in and out while we're relaxing muscles in the face and the neck. And imagining that breath traveling deep inside your body, where you feel the stretch, where you feel that there is a lot of things happening. It's transporting out lactic acid, of course, that's been building up in the muscles. Releasing energy from perhaps trigger points that have been it's been locked in there, maybe it's for a long time, longing for release. And the front foot might eventually feel like it's kind of falling asleep. We will drop out of it soon, and you can shake it out properly. But this is just like we're just hanging out in a pigeon. See how deep we want to take it. And one thing we haven't done in this class much is revisit the pigeon more than once. So I think today would be a good time to do that. This is the first one. We're just like relaxing the pigeon. We can slowly, gently come up from it now. Come up to the hands again, just pushing them down. Taking the back foot in and flexing it. So when this foot drops back, this is going to be the base for the side plank. So we can just like, whew, there it is, pushing it down, lowering that the heel down, and then the right foot can be the base to push down the hips. If you feel comfortable stacking the feet already in a side plank, or even going for the starfish variation like I did, you can. But if you want a solid base, just push the right down. That's gonna be your front foot in the pigeon later. Here we are, we're side planking. We can lift the chest up, we can look up at the hand. We're breathing 3, good, 2, last breath, strong, body is tight. And then look down gently, let the hand that was floating in the air drop down. This knee can come forward to that elbow, dropping down. And now if my right leg is in front, that right foot want to be kind of in front of the hip. If you're tilting too much, you can always like build yourself up, like put a block under the hip. Blocks are surprisingly comfortable. And when you're there, you can just like, come into the elbows. Listen to the knees. Let me know if you need anything. If you need like maybe I want one of those. One of those cushions. Good. Here we are. Are we now in a position where we can relax the face a little bit? You can tell when your shoulders start to relax, right? Yeah. Good, really good. Yeah, just a little bit and then relax. And stay in it for a little bit. Yeah. We're just staying like a minute in each pigeon because we're gonna go back to it. But this was nice, it was just relaxing the face and it feels good. We're starting to slow down, and the last 15 minutes on the mat is gonna be slow like this. Coming up from the pigeon again. Nice. Coming up to the straight arms, just pushing down, tucking the back foot in a little bit. And we've done side planking, right? And we're gonna do a little back bending, but it is about the core. So we're doing either side, like first we did right and we did left. Now we're gonna see if we can drop down like a little, we call it dolphin pose, to a little plank, like a classic plank. If you drop down on the knees, we can drop down the elbows. And when we're on the elbows like this, we can relax the head a little bit first. And if it's about shoulder width with the elbows, we can interlace the fingers like this, make a strong fist. And really, if we push back from here, it's gonna be just like a traditional plank position, like they do in the gym. Like this, we can hold it for a few seconds. Just pushing down, make the core feel really tight. Looking down and feeling the whole body is like a plank. Your shoulder blades are strong, shoulders are strong. Let's see if we can relax first. Knees down, releasing. Heart melting pose again, shaking out the elbows. And the next time we come into it, we go all the way up to a dolphin pose. Dolphin pose, we're lifting up the hips, but it doesn't have to be very high. We're not headstanding quite yet. Just dropping down again. If that was a good position, we're going back to it again. We can tuck the bottom pinky in if you want to for a little bit release. And then coming back, lifting the knees, and then starting to walk the feet forward, tucking the crown of the head down a little bit. And you know when you start to lose connection to the shoulders, when you start to feel scared. Yeah, sorry, I just drop out to look at you, but you can just keep it, looking down, pushing down, active shoulders, lifting the hips up, walking the feet a little bit closer. Until you reach your peak, and then count 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Last one. Good, you went high. Let's come down, release, and we can extend the legs back behind you. We can release one hand at a time, and then we should be in this position like a sphinx. We can lower the hip all the way down and slide the elbows forward until they are under the shoulders. And this is the sphinx pose. Even if your hands are a little bit in front of the mat, doesn't matter. You can just push the hands down and start to raise the chest up. And just like we do Updog, the legs and the hips and the belly is slightly active. We can lift the elbows up like this, lifting the eyes up, and just staying for a few breaths, like maybe 3, 2, nice, 1. If this was easy for you, the next pigeon will feel easy as well. Coming from this position, we can interlace the fingers again. Come up to the feet, into the plank, and release the right foot from the plank and slide it forward. And we're in the pigeon. See if we can push down and slowly, or if this is like hurting your back, come back down. If you feel okay, come up, and then let the hands go over you like this, like we're stretching out in the hammock after a good nap. And when you can't stretch up any higher, just like go down slowly, 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 gently, gently, gently. If you want to, you can take the foot a little bit further in front. Just don't take it more than 90 degrees, but a little bit further if you want to. And then see if we can come back into the pigeon. Now really rest. Make sure you can rest your shoulders. You can even take the bolster and just hang your head onto it. And we're back in the pigeon. Starting from right, going to left. So maybe if that was like that before, at the right is the harder one, then maybe starting on the easy side now, feeling kind of nice, or the other way around. I'm a lefty, left-footed. So usually my left hip is a little bit more stiff, but also strong, of course. Might be completely different feelings and associations with it. Same thing here, staying a minute. Feeling into it. Nice. We're coming out of it. Other way now. Let's coming up from to the hands. Like this back foot, we can just slide it forward now. And it's been really stretched out, so we can just like hug it. And this one has been a little bit flexed, so we can just push it out. We can sit like this, or we can slide it over to the other side. If this still makes you sit like, okay, both sit bones are down, I'm okay, I'm in control, then I can hug it, turning to the knee that I'm hugging, turning my chest that way and releasing. So if that was my left leg that I was hugging, I'm releasing the left as well. Pushing it down and sitting with as straight back as possible until you feel like, I'm twisting, but not too far, just a few breaths, and then it should feel really nice to just lean forward a little bit. So we can lean forward, gently pressing this down. And if this is like, if this is like really lifting up like this, take it back to the inside and just sit like this. Hands can hold over the thigh first, like flexing the foot. We can grab the blocks, like holding the blocks. Sliding down to the chin. And then just for a few breaths, like sitting like this. Sometimes we do heron pose when we're lifting up one leg. But then we're really like pushing everything forward and lengthening the spine. Now we want to feel like we're kind of like lifting the toes, pushing the femur bone like kind of into the hips, and then folding from the hips and making the back as straight as possible, and breathing. 2, 1, 0. Last one. And the face is relaxed. And now see if we can go pigeon again. This foot that's in front will be like go back behind you in the pigeon. So we can just like slide it back, and we're in a pigeon like this. If we slide it back, because I start on my right, so I'm going to be on the left. Pushing down the hands. If you want to fly your pigeon, be sure to be safe and feel like the back is okay with it. We can like interlace the fingers and really just like roll up like this. We don't have to, we can just try a little bit. Looking up, maybe 3 breaths like this. Strong, nice, last one. And we came up gracefully, so we'll go down as gracefully, coming down, going down. Elbows, cushions, blocks, head come down to the hands. Wherever you feel like. Good job, everybody. We've done 4 pigeons today. And maybe you want to slide the foot a little bit further forward, just a little bit, to feel a deeper stretch in the inner thigh, perhaps, or in the left hamstring. Maybe you just want to relax. Find depth. Kind of like in a position where, you know, you can close the eyes or just look at a neutral point. We talk about the drishti, as we call it, where we're looking or leading us with the eyes. We're talking about ujjayi breath and other types of controlled breathing, also like the mula bandha, like the activation from the pelvic floor. Now we're slowly kind of sliding out of all that and just being in a natural flow position of the body. We're just like here, breathing into where you're feeling a deep stretch, and if you're feeling intense and if it's not super pleasant, stay with me for another maybe 5 breaths. Like you're breathing all the way into the muscles where you feel the most, where you're feeling everything. Maybe the last breath now is like the strongest one. They're really long. And let's see now if we can come up from this pigeon into a little twist and forward fold. That back leg behind you, we can just like grab it. And this front leg might really long for a stretching out. Shake it out a little bit. Start from inside. Chest coming up. Go to the outside if you want to, if you still don't fall over. And then if I'm holding my right, I'm gonna turn also to the right and release the right hand to gently twist. And even though I'm twisting, I'm trying to sit up and lift and twist. And rather lift and turn the torso more than pulling myself into a twist. And now, just gently release and lean forward. This can be one. If it feels like there's no way I'm going to lean anything from this, then it's just like, okay, slide it down. And come forward. Hands on the blocks. Hands on the leg. We call Janu Sirsasana. Head to knee. Kind of misleading, perhaps, if you think that that is the purpose of the pose, to touch your head to the knee. It's better to think of it as just a nice hamstring stretch. Because we've done a lot of leg work today and a lot of core. You might feel like this is releasing inner thigh, hamstring, a little bit lower back. So let's see how we feel when we drop out of it slowly, gently. We can take the blocks to the side. We can hug both knees in, just like we rocked up in the beginning of the class. We can kind of like rock down, holding both knees, and see if the lower back can glue to the ground, and then slowly release one vertebrae at a time. Eventually flatten out the spine, and the knees can separate a little bit, and then we can just like kick them out one leg at a time, and the arms can just like float out. We can kick out the feet in the sky first, like release the feet and a little bit, shake out the toes, and eventually just let them drop down. And when you're lying still, the body is resting. Nothing more to it than resting. There's space in between every word, every breath, every muscle. There's trust in the body to allow for that space and for allowing a relaxed state. Even the tiniest muscles, the fingers and the eyebrows, all around the eyes, all around the face, over the face. Imagine like a smooth blanket laid on top of you, just full of lightness softness and space, and the air is perfectly temperatured, and the ground beneath you is warm and welcoming, soft, and almost like forming a shape for your body so your body can sink into it. And you're in perfect balance without any effort. Yes. Now, if there has been anything that was in your affirmation that you wanted to get some extra attention to, or something that you felt like it's time to let go of, know that when you allowing yourself to let the thoughts scatter and go into the very, very basics, the breathing, being in the body, conscious with the body, some of these things that might seem so unclear might start to become clearer. In the moment of clarity, there is truth within, just as there is courage and love and hope. And whatever it is, if it's something that's holding like a grip over your heart, know that we're all human beings and we should be here for a reason, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be here completely and fully and letting the world have the full version of us. So allow it to release, and if there's a physical sensation, it's just like breathing in and breathing out straight into the heart and straight out from the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. And we can imagine a light feeling from the heart, kind of spreading out throughout the body, all the way out to the edges of the body, to the skin and the air around the skin. And feeling the body on the mat. We're starting to come back into movement, moving little fingers and toes and face. A little bit of a relaxation, but it's like you're waking up from a nice nap. Rotating arms and hands and legs, and eventually kind of like crawling into a little baby position, or just like we did rocking down, we can rock all the way up eventually. And when you're rocked all the way up to sitting, where it started in this position, and I hope you find that when you come back to this position, it feels very relaxed, and the body is not restless anymore, and you're feeling like sitting up with a straight spine is relatively easy. We can then allow the hands to float above us again. See if the shoulders are feeling kind of like soft and light now. Fingers spreading out, making a fist again, spreading them out, taking them up over your head, coming down to the chest, to the heart. and allow yourself to thank your heart, whatever it was that you had in your little affirmation, or just to allow yourself to feel gratitude for that. You've done good for yourself and you do good for others, and then enjoy it and make it smile, because the world needs it. And then we can rub the palms together again a little bit and release some steam. Just blow out, relaxing and coming back to the world of the senses, and allow yourself to be kind of relaxed throughout the day and throughout the night. Over the head, pour them over your head, down to the neck again. I hope the neck feels softer and warmer now, up to the face, to the temples, right over your forehead, and slowly with the hands cupped over your eyes, you can open them up. And we're back. Thank you very much. Thank you. Namaste. I hope you had a good time on the mat. Thank you for coming today. It's been a pleasure, as always. So, yeah. And have a good weekend, eventually. Thank you. Not too intense today, right?
I only go once.
Yeah, exactly.
The right side. The left side I didn't fall.
Yeah.